Okay, thank you. We're going to go ahead and get started. A couple of reminders. Please turn off cell phones during the news conference. Flash photography is not permitted. Also, recording of the press conference is not permitted. Recordings and transcripts will be available. Megan Kromper, Indiana's SID, is in the room on the right if you have any questions for her. And quick note on the format here, we're going to start with an opening statement from the head coach. After the opening statement, we take questions from the players. The players are then dismissed, and we go back to Coach Moren. So at this point, we'll take an opening statement from Coach Moren.
Well, first of all, congratulations to Charlotte for being in the field of 68. This is such a special tournament, and as I said to our kids after the Big Ten tournament, you know, there's only 68. There's about 300 plus that their season ended. So congratulations, you know, to Charlotte in their season. They had a terrific one. Obviously, won a championship. I thought today we did a lot of really, really good things. You know, obviously, we wanted to go into this game being balanced in our scoring. And if you look, you know, we had 4 kids in double digits, 23 assists, which always brings me joy. In low turnovers. We only had 6 of those today. I thought Lex was terrific, particularly in the first half, just being aggressive. You know, Mac is starting, I think, to find her groove. We left her in there because we're just trying to continue to work with her endurance and helping her, you know, feeling more comfortable and so forth. I thought our guards were terrific defensively. We knew going into this game that we were going to be challenged off the bounce. I thought our transition defense was on point. There were a lot of really good things. Some things we have to shore up, but I thought this was a good, you know, first game for us. We know it's a 6-game series, and we're going to have to be better come Monday, regardless of who the opponent is.
Thank you, Coach. At this time, we have Mackenzie Holmes and Alexa Golbey, so we'll take questions for the student athletes. We have microphones, so please indicate by raising your hand. Please state your name and media outlet. Raise your hand, and I will call on people. Questions for the student athletes over here on the right.
Hi, Haley Jordan, Sports Illustrated. Mackenzie, this was your best performance since coming back from your knee injury. What does it mean for you to be able to peak at the right time?
I mean, at the end of the day, I just want to do whatever it takes to win. And so, you know, I just am trying to get better every single day, and my coaches and my teammates have been really pushing me to do so the past couple weeks. So I think it's been super beneficial, and I'm just really happy to be here and to be moving to the next round.
On the left?
I guess for Matt Cohen, Indy Star. I guess for either of you guys, because you guys have talked for so long about actually hosting tournament games here, but asked you a million times about it. But to actually see it and have this hosting, this first game hosting, what was that like for you guys being out there?
Well, it's definitely an honor, and I would just say that it's a sweet result of all the work that we've put in during all these years, and I love that we have the opportunity to do that.
We'll go in the middle here, second row, if we can get the microphone. Okay, we'll go in the back and then there. Yeah. Okay.
Steve Bittenbender, Associated Press, for both players. Considering the stakes and considering the performance you guys had, was this probably the best game that you guys have had all season, both offense and defense?
I mean, I thought we played well on both sides of the ball today. As Coach Moren alluded to, you know, we shared the ball and we really locked in on defense. And I think that now is a really good time to be playing that type of basketball. And I think that we showed that today. Our coaches had us really prepared going in to this matchup today, as they always do. So we just stuck to the game plan, and it worked, obviously.
Can we go to the middle?
Yeah, Alexa, maybe talk a little bit about your ability to, as a team, to maintain intensity even in the second half, even when you had that sizable lead.
I think it's important to keep running because, you know, our team is playing fast. We try to play fast, and we're conditioned to do that, and our strength and conditioning coach has made sure that we're able to do that. And it's just we have to play our game no matter what the score is.
Question for student athletes. We'll go in the front row. If we can bring a mic down here to the front row. Go ahead.
for either of you. Grace does so many things well for you, just so many different things, on both ends of the floor. I guess, what's it like being out there with her when she can, really get in that kind of takeover mode?
Yeah, I mean, everything that Grace does is a product of how hard she works, and I feel like only really the people within this program get to see that every day. She doesn't take a rep off, she doesn't take a play off, and that's in practice, but it translates on the court too. So just being able to play alongside her these past couple years has been really special, and she's just a great player. And but I think it's all a product of the amount of work that she puts in.
Additional questions for the student athletes? Going once, going twice. Okay, ladies, you are dismissed. We'll now open it up to questions for Coach Moren. We'll start here in the front row with Matt Cohen.
Just wanted to ask the same question. I guess you've talked so much about hosting throughout the year, and for you to actually get to witness this now and see it, what was that like for you, kind of building to this point?
Well, again, as I said in the press conference on Friday, that it's just another thing that we can check off inside of this program. We 8 years ago set out to have several goals, and although some of them haven't been checked off yet, some of them have, and this is just one of those. And we always have wanted to host because we know the importance of that. We've been on the other side of having to travel to Notre Dame, having to travel all the way out to Oregon. And so I think there's a true benefit to being able to host and have Hoosier Nation. Also just have our kids, be in their own space. I think that's real important, for them. And so, we had to win some games in the Big Ten tournament in order for this to happen. So, really kudos to our players for giving us this opportunity. And we wanted to share it with our fans.
We'll go to the back. Ari?
Coach, this is the first time you haven't played a Big Ten team in a while. How different was it to finally get outside of Big Ten play and play a Charlotte?
Well, it was, it was good, to see a different opponent, although I will say last week in the Big Ten opponent, we hadn't seen Rutgers, right? And we got to see them for the first time in 2 years. But again, Coach, really, really well-coached 49ers team. Obviously won their conference championship, have the Player of the Year also. And so, like I said, I think this was a really good first game for us. And I thought we did a lot of good things. But there were some things also because of the time that we've had off that, our timing and our rhythm, we have to shore some of those things up before Monday.
We'll go to the back row, Steve.
Yeah. As far as coming into this game, Charlotte was one of the better defensive teams in the country, holding teams at 35%. You guys, I think it was like 55% was what you all ended up shooting. What was really working for you all today to allow you all to post a high number like that?
Well, I think two things, and I probably could find a third thing as well, but one of the things that, as Lex alluded to, we're always trying to play downhill. In our preparation, we felt like one of the things that Charlotte does is all 5 of those guys crash, and so it really gives you opportunities if you're willing to get out and run to get some early scores. We also wanted to have balanced scoring, so not only did we want to get layups, but we also wanted, we call it pound the post. We wanted to find Mac, we wanted to find Lex, and some of those early post-op opportunities. I did think there was a stretch there in the first half, though, where we settled, for taking pull-up jump shots when we didn't need to. We didn't have a layup, but we also didn't have to make them guard. We kind of bailed them out because of our shot selection for about a 2 or 3 minute period. We tried to address that at halftime. I thought we were better. Obviously, Mac, having her starting to look better, feel better, gives you an honest post player on the inside. I thought Lex was terrific today, though. I really did. I thought she posted hard. Obviously, she can stretch you out. She showed you that she's more than just player that plays with her back to the basket. And then I thought our guard play was terrific. Grace Berger, Nikki, I thought Chloe came in and gave us great minutes, and she's just continued to improve and get better, as the season has gone on. And so, I thought we had a lot of really good things. When we have 23 or 20 plus assists and we're sharing the ball like that, we have the ability to put a lot of points on the board. But I'll go back and just say this, but what's going to carry us throughout this tournament will be our defense, our ability to defend and rebound.
Go front row here.
Sean Grove, WHJ. Obviously a great win for you guys today. A tough opponent sitting there waiting on Monday. How long are you gonna enjoy today's win before you move on to prepping for Monday's game?
Well, certainly, we understand because of our experience from a year ago, we understand how the tournament works. So you have a very short window to enjoy. But I'll say this, our kids are showering up. They're going to get some dinner. They're going to see their families, and we will stay and we're going to watch the first half because I do want them to at least get their eyes on the next opponent. And then it's 7:30. We're going to resume, get back together here and cook, and we'll start our prep for whoever the next opponent's going to be. But I would say this, we understand how important that first game is, and our kids understand that because we've lived it. And so and there's no doubt that there's a lot of enthusiasm, after the game in the locker room. They were happy with, I think, how they played today.
Seth, go ahead.
Anyone who follows or watches this team knows about Grace's mid-range game, but I thought some of the other intricacies of her game were really on display today, like, defense and off-ball movement. I guess how important are some of those, smaller things that she does in addition to the mid-range game, for the overall team success? Well,
she is and will be a pro. And so I think, Max said it the best. A lot of, especially you guys, but the outside is not privy to what we see every day with how hard she works and how every rep she doesn't take off. And that's defensively and offensively. She would probably argue and tell you that she doesn't find herself a very good defender. But she has gotten so much better since she's been here in Indiana with us. However Grace is able to impact this game never surprises any of us. Whether it's her mid-range game, whether it's her ability to give us 6 assists tonight or this afternoon. And so, again, she's a product of what she does every day, and that's just the work. And, she's a special player. Like I said, nobody is more excited that she's going to come back for another year. But she's also a pro that's going to use her COVID year, but she'll be playing professionally after she leaves Indiana.
Let's go here.
Yeah, Matt Seabury, IDS. In the first half, you guys went on the 22-2 run there. What did you see across that span that you guys were able to excel offensively and knock them down defensively?
I don't know that I saw anything extraordinary or special. I think that we just started finding some rhythm offensively. We were getting stops. Lex, I think, stepped out and hit a couple threes, for us in that stretch just to kind of jumpstart us and get us going. And I don't know that we did anything in particular, like I said, extra special. I just thought we found our rhythm offensively, and we were certainly, guarding and getting the stops we needed.
We're going to go one more Haley and take one more on Zoom. Haley, go ahead.
Haley Jordan, Sports Illustrated. Charlotte ran their offense through Octavia Jett-Wilson. How did she keep your defense warm and in check throughout the game?
Well, she's terrific. She's the player of the year in Conference USA, and she's a 3-level kind of scorer, and we knew that she was going to be a handful going into this game. That was not lost on us. I thought Allie had the nod of guarding her, but I think all of our guards at some point had the opportunity to because we were switching some ball screen action. She's terrific and has had a terrific career.
We are going to take finish off one on Zoom with Skip. We're going to unmute Skip and let Skip ask a question. Go ahead, Skip.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the big win. Today you had an amazing balance. You had 23 assists going on, and you had 10 different Hoosiers scoring today. Talk about the importance of getting everybody involved.
Well, it's such a nice, opportunity or a nice thing when you can do that. You build a lead, and then some of those kids that, have to sit over there and cheer and give us good energy. For the 5 that are usually out there on the floor a lot, from a coaching perspective, that's what you want. Unfortunately, we haven't been in a lot of games like that this year, but I thought Kate came in and Mo got, I think, her first basket of the season. Obviously, Grace Wagner managed to get a bucket as well. I think the only one that didn't might have been Ariel. It's great that they had the opportunity to soak in and be a part of the NCAA tournament, but certainly this game at home in front of our home crowd.
Okay, thank you,
Thank
Coach.
you, guys.
We now have Charlotte head coach Kara Consuegra and Octavia Jett-Wilson. Reminder on the format, we'll take an opening statement from coach. We'll go to questions for the student athlete and then come back to coach. At this time, we'll ask for an opening statement.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to say that I love my team. I enjoyed coaching this team. We went through a lot together, and to start our non-conference 4-6, and to get to this point to have the best season in the history of Charlotte women's basketball, we were really, really proud of it, and I'm really proud of this team. Indiana is outstanding. They are a great, great team, and you could see that today. And so credit to them for what they've done, what they will keep doing in this tournament. You know, we knew to come in and compete in this environment, we would have to play our very best. And we didn't play our very best today. And a lot of that, again, is credit to them. But we're just not good enough of an offensive team to have the defensive performance we had today. You know, I felt that, you know, Indiana really got what they wanted to get out of their offense. And, you know, our keys to win was to take that stuff away, and we just weren't able to do it today. But again, that does not take away from what we've done at Charlotte, the season that we've had, the season that Octavia has had. I certainly want to highlight her. You know, she made the decision to come back and use her COVID year. And when she came back, she said she wanted to win a championship at Charlotte. It hadn't been done in a really long time. And, you know, for a young lady to have the target on her back that she's had all year, preseason player of the year, we were picked #1 in our league, and for her to lead us there and to be player of the year, to win a regular season and a conference championship, that's really hard to do. It's really, really hard to do. And I'm proud of her. I'm proud of you. And I'm so glad that we got to do it together.
This time we'll take questions for Octavia. Go in the middle.
Octavia, can you just, sum up your emotions, that's going through your mind right now? Because, you accomplished what you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but, now that it's come to an end, just how are you feeling?
There was a lot of emotions in the locker room. Most of them happy. Just thankful for the memories that, I've created here. And, I would say one thing about me leaving here is, everybody's going to remember my name now. And that's what I came here to do. And so everything's, we're just happy to be here, like I said before. So all good memories, all good things. So I'm just happy that I got the chance to put on, my Charlotte uniform again. And I'll never take that for granted.
Additional questions for Octavia? We'll go front row if we can bring the microphone to Seth.
Seth Tao, Bloomington Herald-Times. Could you just talk a little bit about the different looks that Indiana's guards were throwing at you defensively, and I guess what makes them all tough matchups?
I would say for sure they're a very aggressive team. For myself, I don't think I let that rattle me. As for, our offense, we've always, kind of struggled on the offensive end. But for sure, once we couldn't really get in a rhythm, I would say, because as soon as we scored, they would score too. And, that's hard to compete with when, you can't really get stops on defensive end. I think, but for us and for myself, it was just, play till the clock hits all zeros. We never, as y'all can see, we never gave up, even down the stretch when we were down, however much we were down. And I think that goes to show just how this program is built. We're never going to back down. It doesn't matter what the score is. We start pressing them. A lot of y'all probably looked at us and was like, why are they pressing? And, we're down by that much. But we weren't going down without a fight. And that's just a credit to them. They, as soon as we punched them, they punched us back. And it was just good competition.
Additional questions for Octavia? Thank you, Octavia. We'll dismiss you.
Thank you.
And we'll take questions for additional questions for Kara. We'll go back to the middle.
Coach, can you just, elaborate on what your seniors have meant to you, not only just this season, but their entire career here at Charlotte? Some of them transfers, but the ones that have been here the whole time as well as the transfers.
Yeah, I think our senior class is special. It's easy to point out Octavia and Jada. Taya's been here 5 years with me. Jada's been here 4 years with me. And it's kind of bittersweet when you think about it, with the way that college basketball is trending and the transfer portal. I wonder how many years I'll get to be with a player for 5 years or for 4 years. And I don't take that for granted. Those two have certainly become an extension of me. We've been through a lot during our time at Charlotte, but they've always had my back. Taya's always had my back. Jada's always had my back. And I have thoroughly enjoyed coaching both of them and seeing them succeed. I mean, both of them, too, really grew during their time at Charlotte. They came in, we obviously thought they were really good players, but I do think, maybe they were overlooked in the recruiting process by a lot of folks. But we believed in them, and we poured into them, and they poured into us back. And you can see what they've done both on an individual, level and a team level. I don't want to leave out Kiki either. I've only had one year to coach her, but she's had a tremendous impact on our program, mostly from a leadership standpoint. I mean, it's easy to look at what she did for us on the defensive end throughout the season, but her leadership, her steadiness, she's been there before. And when she came into the program, one thing we talked about is we wanted to go where she had been. She had been in the NCAA tournament. None of us had. And she certainly poured a lot into this team and this program in the short time she was here, and we're really thankful for that.
We'll go front row in the green.
Gabe Perrin, WHJE. Coach Moren just alluded to just the magnitude of simply making the tournament. Can you tell us what it means to this program to be able to not only win a conference championship, but be in the field of this tournament for the first time in 13 years?
I appreciate that. It's meant a lot to us. And, to be a team that this is only the third time in the history of our program at Charlotte. Charlotte has traditionally been a really good women's basketball program, but for whatever reason, it's been hard to get to the NCAA tournament. It's been hard before me. It's been hard during my time. And so when you actually break through and we do it, it's meant a lot to us. And I think you could see that throughout the week. Our players were really excited to be here. They were excited for the opportunity because it didn't come easy. And I think, when things don't come easy, they just mean that much more to you. And it meant a lot to us to be here, and we hope that we'll be back.
We'll go to the back row.
Juwan Watson, Niner Times. Coach, what are some of the many positives that you have seen from your team and your staff this season?
Well, I think just our ability to blend a team is probably the biggest thing that stands out. And again, I talked about this earlier, but a lot of people have forgotten we were 4-6 in non-conference, and we were not a team at that point. We were a bunch of individuals trying to figure out how to come together. And the way that we came together after Christmas and learned to battle for each other, and we made some changes, from the coaching staff standpoint. We couldn't do everything that we've done in the past because our pieces were different, our roles were different, and I think that's a testament to our coaching staff that was able to listen and make changes that we needed to make. And when I say listen, it was a collaborative effort. We listened to our players here at Charlotte. It's not just about my way; it's our way and how we can do this together. At the same time, our players were able to get onto the same page. And, you could see as we went through the conference season that we became a team. I think when you just talk specifically about, the basketball aspect, we didn't see it tonight, but this team was the best defensive team I've coached. And that is a big reason why we won championships. I think that is something I'm really proud of, the steps and the strides that we took on the defensive end. We really, truly believed that we could beat anybody we played because we felt like we could always get stops. And again, unfortunately, we didn't see that tonight. But that's something I think we're really proud of.
Any more questions for Coach? Front row, if we could bring the microphone down here.
Could you talk a little bit about, I guess, what makes Grace Berger, a good player and a tough player to prepare for?
Yeah, she's certainly one of the best players we've seen this year, one of the best players in the country. And I said this kind of to my team prior to us coming here. I think what makes her so good is she does what she does. And I mean that with the highest compliments. She knows what she's good at. She knows what her kill shot is, which is that pull-up. And she knows how to get it. I mean, as hard as we tried to take that away from her today, we weren't able to do that. And I think, that's what impresses me the most about her. She's kind of like a silent assassin. She's going to come in, she's going to do what she does, and she's going to make it really hard to stop her. I think the other thing that's impressed me, I mean, it's easy to talk about, I think, her mid-range game and her ability to score, but just her playmaking ability, I think, at least from my perspective, is really underrated. She's got a lot of great pieces around her, obviously, but I think she just does such a tremendous job that if you do try to take something away from her, she's able to adjust and create a play for somebody else, and that's what great players do.
Anything else for Coach? Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Congrats on a great season.